The main breaker board for the house is in the bar. It's here behind this painting that's usually on the wall. There are some features that we've added here. So this socket here is connected only to the mains power coming into the house. It's not connected to the rest of the house circuit. So if you're running on the generator and there is no mains power, then there's no power to this socket. So if the power goes off, the mains power, and you need to switch to the generator, first thing is take that painting off, plug that into there, and then this switch will come into play in a few minutes' time when we get the generator started. This is the generator. It's normally stored in the corner of the carport, and you can see there's a big cable on top, and that's what we use to connect the generator to the house. It's quite heavy, this generator, but if you pull out this ring here, and you can then move out the handle. Obviously it's hard to do it with one hand, but once I get it moved out, okay, and then you can move the generator. It's pretty heavy, and from a noise protection of the neighbour's point of view, what I would normally do is put it here or just inside the barn. Now you can see this is the exhaust. What we don't really want to do is pump exhaust fumes into the barn because they can accumulate and be quite dangerous. So in fact what we'll do is, just in case it was to rain, we'll position it there, okay? It is waterproof. Next thing is we're going to start the generator and then we're going to connect things up. Just check the fuel gauge, make sure it's reasonably full. So to start the generator, put the choke on, which is this lever here, and just push that over so that it's in that position there. Turn on the fuel, and you can see that the fuel valve is there. Turn that so that it's on. Fuel valve is on. Go around here, onto on, and then make sure this is off first. Circuit breaker. I've silenced the audio so I can talk. This is the output socket on the generator, the blue one. The plug from the heavy-duty cable will only go in one way. It's the blue plug. Push that right in. Takes a little bit of force, and make sure the cap goes over the top. The circuit breaker is still open on the generator, so there is no power to this cable right now. It will again only go in one way. You can see that there's a lip on the plug. Push it in. It's a two-handed job. You need to hold the cap open while you push this all the way in and make sure those little tabs lock it in place on the connector. So now the generator's on, connected with the cable to the house. We can now close the circuit breaker on the generator. This puts power through the cable to the circuit breaker board in the house. We've got power now all the way down this cable. Now the main circuit breaker, we've opened this first, switch from mains to neutral to generator power, and then close the main circuit breaker again. And we've now got power from the generator through the cable into the house. Because there's still mains power, we can see this light on. This is a 13 amp socket that we can use to plug in something like the extension lead. If we wanted to give next door some power, we could plug the extension lead into here, and they would be able to plug in things like the fridge. It's important to protect the cable. If you put a piece of wood either side like this means that cars can go in and out without affecting the cable, without damaging it. Okay, so the generator's going. We can see that we've got mains power into the house because the light is on. So we're going to do the reverse, basically, of the procedures we used. So cut off the main, open the main circuit breaker to the house. So right now power from the generator is going through this. We're going to shut this off. There's no power in the house now except through this socket, which is direct to the mains. Switch this back to the mains and close this circuit breaker. We've now got mains power back in the house, and now we can turn off the generator and we can disconnect it. And that's it. We can just check the fuel level, see how that's looking for next time. If necessary, we can top it up with some Fuelox treated petrol. It's a petrol generator, this. Okay, we can see that we're still pretty full. Although the thing about the Fuelox, of course, is that it allows long-term storage of fuel. So if a year goes by and this thing isn't started, we should still be able to run. There shouldn't be any block filters or anything because of fuel polymerization. But it's going to be good practice during the summer. Every 2 or 3 months, just fire it up. And during the winter, use it when we have red days if we need to burn through quite a bit of power or during the day. Just turn off the fuel. There's the fuel off. And now we can trundle back with this to where we got it from. Put it to bed, as it were. And then pull that out. And we can then put that away, coil up the cable neatly on top, and that's it, all put to bed.